What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is the Mike and Mish Show, Mission Accomplished, your favorite fucking show on the internet. Hank. What's up, Mike?
What's the deal? It's a good day.
It is a good day.
Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Holiday season is upon us, as you can see.
Mike, when I look at you and that background there, it's the holiday season. Whoop-dee-doo.
Dippity-da.
Oh,
right.
Man, that is a stellar backdrop, my man. A lot of white. There's a lot of white.
Well, so the theme is downstairs.
Cocaine?
It's gray. Yes, that all right there. We got a whole bunch of cocaine and we just put it through and it's on there. So every now and then I go up to this, I go right up on a cone and I'm good. But no, for real, downstairs, it's navy blue, silver, and gray and white. That's the thing. Upstairs is the red, the green, and the white, the traditional. Yeah. But we don't have
so downstairs it's Scarface, upstairs it's the McAllister house.
Correct.
All right. Well, you know what? We got a big show tonight. We got 4 guests. We had 5. 1 backed out. I'm sorry, people, but Terry Janoski is going to be rescheduling with us. We have 4 fighters tonight: Trukon Carson, Dave Mundell, Josh Sanchez, and Stevo Morris. 3 guys making their debut at BKFC Tampa, December 9th. And Dave Mundell making his 4th trip to the squared circle. We're going to be fighting a guy whose name I cannot pronounce. I'll let Mike do that in a little while.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We're going to have to all watch together.
Hey.
They don't send us those videos. You know when they have like the audio recordings they send to the press and the people are like pronouncing their own names? We don't get those. They're not that important yet.
All right. Well, you know what? I want to tell everybody to pay attention to tonight's show. We don't know what the trivia is going to be yet, but I'm going to give away a couple Mission Accomplished Killlfoot Clothing shirts, the most comfortable shirt you ever put on your entire body ever. Right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
And
they are super comfy.
Yeah. What's up, Mike Janoski? Big Ben always in there. What's going on? Susan, I'm sorry about the goddamn joggers. I redid the order. Leave me alone. Tony Soto's in the house. Why don't we go ahead and bring on our first guest of the evening? It's Tony's boy. I hope his camera
looks like it might be off.
Yeah, I hope his camera's working because he's looking at a little black screen in the green
here he
room
comes.
there. All right. Our first guest of the evening will be making his debut December 9th against Ryan Riley. We had that guy on last week. He seems like a killer. This guy seems like a killer himself. He trains with our boy Tony Loco Soto. Let's bring him in right now. Hopefully his camera works.
Yeah, his camera's not working right now. We were literally just talking to him. You know what?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Maybe back out and then come back in. We'll bring you back.
There you go. All right, we're going to have him. We just talked to him for 10 minutes before the show started.
It's perfect.
The guy's got a head of hair on him, Mike.
Oh, yeah, he's got some luscious locks going on.
He does he has something that of maybe a superhero, a DC superhero. What am I going with here? Jason Momoa?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the Aquaman of North Carolina.
Yeah, dude. There he goes. He's popped up. His camera's back on. He's got his phone sideways. We got that nice landscape look.
Look at luscious locks. I'm done with you, Mike.
Look at them luscious locks.
Tony says he's done with you.
Lots
Here he is, Trukon Carson. What's going on, my man?
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to the show. This is the Mike and Mish Show, Mission Accomplished. We're combat sports meets combat vets. Welcome to the show. How are you,
sir? Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing good, man. Well, we just talked to you for like 10 minutes. I feel like we've known you forever. So you will be making your debut December 9th against Ryan Riley in Tampa. Mm-hmm. Train with our boy Tony Loco Soto. You don't lose much. We've been looking into you. We've been checking you out a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your style, and what got you to stray away from mixed martial arts, heading towards the bare knuckle realm.
Well, I've been training martial arts since I was about 10 years old, and I started competing in MMA back in 2017. I fought in boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA as an amateur. And I went professional in MMA in 2019. And I stopped fighting for a little bit and started a business with some of my friends. And but I mean, I've really just had that itch to come back, like, always. And I've always really liked bare knuckle, and especially like when I saw Knuckle Mania, that shit was crazy, and I felt like really just fired up by that event. And I went up to the tryouts in New York, and ever since then, I've really just wanted to do it. I've wanted to get back in there and compete again. And bare knuckle has been like this like hype, like bucket list thing for me, and I've just wanted that opportunity, and I finally have it. So I'm just going with it.
Right. And this fight against Rhinell will be at 165 pounds. Is that where you plan to make your home in the BKFC, or are you willing to go
Yeah,
up
I
and
think
down?
165 is like a perfect weight division for me. I usually fight at 170 in MMA, and like, I mean, it's like cutting extra 5 pounds. That's nothing. And I feel like I'm the perfect size for that weight division.
Dude, isn't 165 like the most perfect weight class period for like the average male? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
165 pounds is the most no-brainer division that isn't in existence in any of MMA.
I know. I feel like I like how bare knuckle structures it, and they got like every 10 pounds. And I think like everyone else could take a note out of their book on that.
Yeah, man. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I hear you're a spiritual guy. What does that mean? Are you one with the nature? Are you out meditating every day? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I guess some people might think of me as a spiritual person, but I mean, I don't really have any like deep convicted beliefs or anything like that. But I mean, I do love nature and just like, just vibing with everything, everyone. But yeah, I mean, I definitely have some like unorthodox beliefs compared to a lot of people, but I don't really consider myself like, super spiritual or anything like that. I feel like maybe at one point in my life I was.
Right.
I have a question about that. There's a picture, right, of you doing a walkout.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring it up right now, right, because it's on Tapology. This is it.
Oh, yes. The Cornunos headdress.
What is that? What is this? So you got to explain it. I don't. It's awesome looking. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's like a pagan headdress for Beltane, and it's a headdress for the pagan, or it's a Celtic god Cornunos, which is like the god of the underworld. And for my pro debut, I just wanted to like do something crazy, and we were fighting outside, and it was like a full moon that night. And I just thought, what better way to walk out than with like a headdress venerating the god of the underworld.
And were you in a stadium or something? Like,
yeah, it was a baseball stadium.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good fight too. I crushed that dude's face with a knee in like 28 seconds, I think.
I was just going to ask you about that. I heard you broke a dude's face with your knee.
Yes, I shattered his face.
When you say you shattered his face, does that mean you broke every bone in his face, or
yeah, he had to have reconstructive surgery. I think like I crushed his sinus and like shattered his orbital bone, and I heard that the cheekbone was like floating inside the tissue.
One of them cyborg things with
yes, it was like it was crazy. Like,
that's a bad injury.
I remember I like pulled that dude off the ropes and elbowed him, and I just thought in my head, like, you have to knee him as hard as you fucking can, and I just did not expect it to be his face.
Oh shit.
So did you have him in like the clinch when you did it, or was it like
we had tied up. Like, I came out hot, and I kind of like misjudged my distance, and I threw like a front kick at his face, and it was like literally like an inch from his face, and I tried to like stretch it, and it pulled my bottom foot out from under me, and I like fell right on my ass, and I just popped up and just started throwing punches and elbows and just like grabbed the dude and kneed him, and he clinched up with me, and we were like tied up, and I felt like the tension. And so like I thought to myself, like, I want to try to like feel relaxed and make this guy think that like the furious onslaught is at an end. And like, so I got him up against the ropes and kind of like relaxed. And as soon as I felt him like ease up, I just went for an overtie and just elbowed him in the face hard. And he like went down, I guess, to shoot under it. And it just happened to be like when I threw that knee and his face just went right to it perfectly.
Damn. Brought him
That's
to the
badass. Some fruitcake named Hank says, "Want to see a dead body?"
I'll show you one.
Yeah, man. That must have felt amazing, especially in your pro debut. And then you went on, you won another one, and then you took a little break. Is that what you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, at the time, I felt like, I don't know what it was. Like, I just felt like I wanted to do other things with my life at that time. And but I felt like the more time I spent away from it, like just the more off I felt. And just, I always like had that itch. And, but I'm glad that I took the time away from it and like, pursued the things I did. It was all worth it. And I'm happy to be back. I'm really looking forward to like everything to come.
And what happened? Did Tony drag you up to the New York tryouts, or did you hear about the New York tryouts? And just
I heard about the tryouts. And I remember Tony going, but I didn't really know anything about it until I saw him going, and I saw they had him in New York, and I was just like, well, I don't know when I'll get an opportunity to go to their tryouts and it be that close. So I just bought a ticket and flew myself up there.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And what do you know, or how you feel about Ryan O'Reilly? You're going to be fighting him. We talked to him last week. He's a pretty motivated kid himself.
Yeah.
What you know about him? How you feeling?
I mean, I think that he's a really tough dude. Like, I think he's going to be a solid opponent. That's going to be a good fight. And I mean, yeah, I feel like of all the guys bare knuckle could have picked for me for my first fight, like they picked one of the tougher guys for me. But hey, I'm game. I'm always down for a challenge. Like, I'm not a bitch. I'm ready to go. Trust me. And I promise you, like, I think Rynell's like a really good fighter and super tough, explosive, athletic. But I promise you, he's never fought anyone like me. And I don't mean that as like, a cocky statement or anything. That's just the truth.
Well, you definitely, now I don't want to like put any fighters down or anything like that, but when we go through, and I'm sure you have, watching bare knuckle, and you see some of the guys that are coming in and they have a hell of a lot of losses. Like, some people don't even have any wins at all,
Yeah.
So like it's way swaying on that side. So just kind of looking at your career that you've had between Amy's and pro so far, you look pretty promising, I have to say. As opposed to a lot of people I look and I go, oh boy, this is kind of rough. Like I almost like look at it and go, I don't know.
Yeah, man, I promise you this. I'm not a can. I've never done bare knuckle before, so it'll be a new experience for me, but like I'm game. I'm a real fighter, and like I'm never afraid to step up to the challenge. I'm really looking forward to it. And hey, I think Rynell's a solid guy too, though. I don't think they picked any scrub out of the group for me to fight.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He seems he looks like he's ready to go himself.
Oh
sure.
Yeah, I bet he is.
So, speaking of not losing much and being tough as hell, tell me about a tough man tournament that you won in North Carolina. Was that boxing or was that MMA?
Yeah, it was the rough and rowdy brawl.
No way, you rough and rowdy?
Nice.
Yes.
Barstool Sports?
Yes.
No.
Did Christine
shit.
do that too?
Who?
Christine Faria?
She did rough
She
and
might
rowdy?
have. I don't know.
I think she did. Yeah, I think she
that's
did.
dope.
But
she seems like she would go in there and fuck shit up.
So how was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
tell us all about a rough and rowdy.
Honestly,
event.
like, it's kind of funny because like when I first signed up for it, I felt my coach, because I'd already had some like MMA fights and stuff. My coach was just like, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, why not do something like that's worth your ability? And I just thought like, hey, I mean, that's an easy $2,500 if I go out there and win that shit. And it, like, I thought it was going to be some bullshit, but honestly, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. Like, I love doing that tough, man. And like, it was great. I remember I went out the first night and they had me fight this dude. It was like you had to win one time the first night to get into the tournament, and then come back the second day and you had to win 3 fights to win it all. And they matched me up with this dude who was like in the army, and this guy was like really tall. I mean, he was probably like a foot taller than me, it seemed like. And he came out there and he punched me in the face so hard, and it just like woke me up. And I swear I just started throwing haymakers as hard as I could, and I hit him with like a right hook as hard as I could, and it hit him so hard that he like spun around backwards and was just like, I'm done. And so they stopped it. And I came back the next night, and I fought this one kid. You could tell he had some amateur boxing experience, and like he wasn't that good, but like he was scrappy, and like we had a banger out there. But I mean, I was piecing him up, like I dominated that. But I mean, he hit me with some good shots, and he busted my nose really bad, and I had blood like all over me, and I just left it on the whole night, just covered in my own blood. And second fight, I remember I came out and I just fought. It wasn't the most exciting, but I just fought more of a technical boxing fight with this dude. He just looked like a really heavy hitter, but he was very tentative against me. And then the final, I had to fight this dude, Jay Boyd, and he was out there just like one punch KOing guys. And like I went in there and like we scrapped it out, and I definitely got the better of him though, and I won the whole thing. It was pretty awesome. Like I remember the crowd was electric, and that was probably one of the most hype events I've ever been to. Honestly, my favorite part of it though was this fight that happened in the crowd, because I remember every time someone would lose, they'd come backstage, and there was this guy up in the nosebleeds, and he'd be just like talking shit to everyone that lost, like, you fucking suck, fuck you. And I was just like, man, I wish I could just beat that dude's ass. And there was this old redneck up there, and he just started talking shit to that guy and was like, why don't you come over here and say it to my fucking face? And so the guy gets up and walks over there, and that old redneck just decked his ass with like one punch. And I swear, like every fighter just like jumped up in the back and started cheering. Like that was the loudest I cheered that whole night.
Well, I can imagine a Barstool Sport rough and rowdy must be one hell of a fucking weekend.
Oh man, it's awesome. If anybody ever gets a chance to go on the rough and rowdy, they should do that shit. I promise you, it's worth it.
Did you have to submit like a video and able to get in there, or did you just sign up for it?
Yeah, I did. And like people were making like stupid shit, but I just told them like, hey, you guys bring me in there, I promise you I'll be, the best fighter out there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fucking weirdos that are making like these like wrestling promo videos, smashing beers, and
I still watch some of them.
Do you recall any of the guys that you beat up in that tournament having some of those crazy videos?
Not really. Like I like a lot of the guys that I fought, they weren't like that level of like deranged goobers. But
you didn't fight any guys named Kyle that drink Monster Energy drinks and punch
drywall?
No, or nothing like that. Oh.
I fucking wish.
That's what a lot of Kyles do. I
really would have fun out there if I did.
Fuck you, Mike, you goddamn Rhode Island boy. My first name's Kyle. Anyways. Yeah, man. So you're gonna be fighting December 9th in Tampa. Level of excitement in those crowds there are on par with any crowd that you'll see. The BK. I don't know. Have you been to any of the BKFC events live?
Yeah, I was just at the BKFC they had in Montana.
Oh yeah.
And man, that fired me up too, because it was fucking awesome. Like the crowd was amazing. They put on a great show. It was super entertaining.
It's incredible, like how much energy can come out of some of these crowds. Because like the first couple that we went to was during the pandemic, and they were like a quarter. They were only allowed to put in like a third of the arena, or less than half, or a half, or whatever. And what's that?
I said it wasn't many. It was
right.
Like 4 people sitting together, and then like 4 seats empty, and then the seats behind them too were empty because they were like staggered.
Right, they were staggering people. But I'll tell you right now, the energy level in those arenas, even with like a quarter of the arena filled, were freaking nuts. And then we just went up to the New York one in the Seneca Allegheny Casino, and like it was in like a ball. It was a small little venue, but they packed it, and the freaking energy level in that place was off the chain, man. It was fucking nuts how loud and how energized it was. So
I bet. And those bare knuckle fights, they bring it out of the people. Like, it's
They
fucking
sure do.
crazy.
the one event that we went to that I remember the most, like as far as an energy out of the crowd, we went to Birmingham,
Yeah,
and like the
Mhm.
first 4 or 5 fights were good, but the crowd was kind of lackluster. They were kind of like just kind of boring sitting in
Right.
there. They were like half cheering, you know what I mean? And then Bobo O'Bannon and Zach Kalmus went in the ring and put on a fucking
Oh,
classic.
yeah, that was a good fight.
Yep.
And that, dude, that place was like they were a
It was
bunch of bunch of Kyles hopped up on Monster
Yeah,
punching
it-
drywall for the
The
rest of the fucking
second
night.
time that Kalmus stood up, I think, was what then people started going crazy, because then he got knocked down again, and it was like, yo, there's no way he's gonna get back up, right? He was on his knee, his face is down, he's like bleeding all over the place. People are like, fucking hell no, this dude is not gonna get up.
Least.
And then he got up, man. It was like the Undertaker, you know.
Hey, man, that dude's a
Boom, you hear-
warrior.
He gets up, everyone was like, ah, and they
Oh,
never
hell
stopped
yeah.
after that. I mean, that shit was electrifying, as they would say in WWF. Or
They
WWE.
stopped fighting when the referee stopped them from fighting. Like, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
They finally like stopped it because Zach was wearing a fucking suit of blood. It was absolutely insane. But from
Badass.
that fight on, for the rest of the night, that place was off the hook.
Mhm.
And then
Hey,
you get
that'll do
Malo. Then you get Malo fighting fucking Red Washington and Tony, your boy
Bonus
Tony
fight.
Soto grabbing
Bonus choke out.
Yeah, Tony's choke out. You know what I mean?
Bonus choke takedown.
Let's talk a little bit about that for a second. What's going on with the one Tony Soto and the guy Malo on the internet that we all know? Tell us a little bit. You are our insider, okay? Tell us what's going on
Man,
there.
From
I
Danny.
don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know what started all this beef with them. To be real with you, like, Tony's my boy, and like, I met Malo out in Montana, and he was super cool. But man, Tony's my homie, and he just keeps coming for his neck like that. Like, eventually, I'm gonna have to pick a side, I feel like, and I gotta go with my boy Tony.
I have to say, and I was telling you this before we got on the air, that we met Tony from Brandon Lambert when we were
Mhm.
in Birmingham, Alabama. And we met him and we became friendly with him, and we started talking skateboarding over the internet, and he showed me videos and memes and all that. And he came on the show, and we went on his show and all that good stuff, right? And here we are today. But where the hell did this shit go south? And honestly, when it started, I was like, oh, they're fucking around. This has got to be something that's just trying to, you know what I mean? Like, hype it up. Because I swear to God, like, what would it, I mean, I would love to, I mean, I've tried to follow this beef, and who wouldn't want to follow this beef? I hate, sorry, Malo, but it's absolutely no shot in hell fighting
Man, Tony,
I'm
I'm telling you,
sorry.
that's easy
Sorry to
money
say
for
it, but
Tony. That's easy money.
There's no way. But, I thought it was bullshit at first. I thought they were just busting our balls.
No, I think it's real. Like, from what Tony's told me, he's like, man, I can't wait to see him because I'm gonna fucking punch his ass. Like, and I believe it, But hey, I don't know what the deal is really. Like, I'll say, like, when I got back from Montana, Malo had like followed me on Instagram and everything, and like, he seemed pretty cool, and me and him would talk back and forth a little bit, and then his account got like deleted or whatever. And then when I added him, he wouldn't follow me back anymore or anything. And I was just like, man. And then I see him talking shit to my boy, and I'm like, oh, you're out here making enemies with people, not following people back and talking shit to my homie.
Susan Walker probably shares the same sentiment as a lot of people. Like you just said, we've interacted with Malo, and we're cool with Malo too.
Yeah, man.
But
He's a
this
good
beef
dude.
has gotten to a level, and I was saying that that fight doesn't make any sense. You can't take Tony Soto and make that fight with Malo. It just doesn't make any sense from a record and a skill set standpoint and all that stuff. But it might draw a lot of eyeballs because a lot of people are like Susan Walker here that says I'd actually enjoy seeing Tony beat him.
Oh,
up.
I would love it, man. I think that's just like an easy money fight for Tony, but it doesn't really gain him anything other than just the recognition of whooping his ass,
Yeah.
But I think, Tony's best bet is keep climbing the ladder towards that belt. That's where he's
Right.
at right now. I
Yeah.
think he's got a few more wins ahead of him, and then he'll be right in title contention. That's where, as a real competitor and stuff, that's where my focus would be personally. You know.
And that 155 division is getting pretty excited too.
Oh yeah,
Exciting
man,
too.
that
They're starting
it's
to
stacked. It's good.
get some good fighters in there. It's
Most
awesome.
definitely.
So what we do on this show, we do a quick speed round. We ask some off the wall questions. This time it's going to be sort of geared towards the holiday. If you want to do 5 questions
Holiday season.
with the truck himself. You don't have a nickname? You're just trucking?
Not really. Yeah.
Okay, before we do this, where did the name where did the name Truckin' come from? Is that like a family name?
That's my real birth name, actually. My mom, it's from the Bassa dialect, which is like a dialect spoken in some countries in West Africa. My mom, she's from Liberia, which is in West Africa. It's right near like Ghana and the Ivory Coast and stuff. And she came here as a political refugee during the Civil War, the first Civil War there. There were 2. And my name is from the Bassa dialect.
What does it mean?
It means like it means like the world and everything in it. Basically, it translates differently to English.
Cool, Kyle means monster drinker, drywall puncher.
That's pretty dope. It sounds like a name of royalty.
Yeah, that's right, Sir Kyle Mitch. That's right. Speed round with the man himself, the flowing locks, the Aquaman of BKFC. I know you love that nickname. Tony told me so. Number 1, if you could thank any one person, living or dead, for his or her influence on your life, who you thanking?
Man, that's a deep one.
Well, you're a spiritual man. I
well,
wanted a spiritual question.
All right. I would say, like, if I could thank one person, living or dead, for their influence in my life. I mean, damn, that's a hard question. Probably just, there's a lot of people. There's like so many wonderful people that I've had the privilege of like sharing my life with. But if I could say one person, I would say like my grandfather, who's passed away, because he was just like a great example of like a loving, honorable man, and just the way he was as a person. Like, he made a huge impact on me that'll stay with me for the rest of my life, and just like taught me so much about, just being a man, and just the way he loved his wife and everything. Like, I just hope I can be like half the man he was when it's all said and done, and I'll have lived a fucking good life.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to your grandfather. Number
Thank
2,
you.
Mike.
What is the most valuable lesson you've learned this year?
This year.
Man, that's a good question too.
Stay out of Malo's Instagram.
I was just gonna say the same exact shit, basically, dude.
Yeah, man. Don't get in his crosshairs, or you're gonna have a bunch of shit talking coming your way. The most valuable lesson I've learned this year is that you just can't expect shit in life. All you can do is just live and just respond to whatever occurs with power. And that's it. Like, just expect
power through the pandemic and break someone's face with your knee.
Yes. There you go.
Dare I say, truck on. You know what I'm saying?
All right. You've heard of the Trukon. If you could combine 3 animals together to make a delicious meal, what 3 animals are you choosing?
I would choose, man, honestly, a turkey, an octopus, and like some beef. Because I've wanted to make the Cthulhu turkey for Thanksgiving, and I just fucking love steak.
Is a Cthulhu turkey have octopus in it or something?
Yes, you take the turkey and like the hole in the bottom of it, you stuff it with an octopus where the tentacles are coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like a Cthulhu face.
Get the fuck out of here.
And
That's
people
crazy.
actually eat that shit. Can you believe that?
Damn.
Yeah, I've been trying to find the recipe actually, but yeah, I'm definitely, I see some Cthulhu turkey in my future. Maybe next Thanksgiving.
I'm sure you can find that recipe.
All right, number 4.
If you could invite anyone from history, alive or dead, to your Thanksgiving dinner table, who are you inviting and why?
Man, that's a good question too. I would probably invite like Vlad the Impaler. Yeah.
That is, you could have given me 1,000 guesses. I would have never.
Yeah, man. I would invite Vlad to my dinner table, and I would invite him because that dude was just a fucking savage and like drank the blood of his enemies and impaled people and all that good shit. I heard he would like take their blood and like dip his bread in it and eat it.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, in front of other people before he'd have them executed.
You know, people sit here and they complain like, I don't get good service on my cell phone. People getting fucking stabbed and then watching somebody dip bread in their blood and eating.
Exactly.
Hey,
You're getting like boiled
got a couple minutes
by
left.
Genghis Khan.
All right, last question. Here we go. In your opinion, what's the most overrated holiday movie of all time?
Man, that's a good question. Let me think.
It's that Miracle on 34th Street
What was that one with Chevy Chase with his whole family and all
Christmas
that?
Vacation.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't huge. I wasn't too huge on that one.
That's fair enough because I mentioned that earlier tonight when I wrote this question down. I fucking said maybe Christmas Vacation. So I feel you on that one.
It's a good movie, but it's definitely
like people love that one, but I just it just didn't hit for me.
It's good. It's funny, but yeah, people act like it's a 10. It's not a 10.
It's not a 10.
No. It's no Home Alone.
No, Home Alone. No, that's an all-time great.
It's no Home Alone. All right, man. Trukon Carson, we got your social media at the bottom there. Everybody go follow him on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Take a second. Thank some sponsors. Shout out whoever you want to shout out and tell them why you should tune in on December 9th.
Well, I actually don't have any sponsors, but I will shout out my family and my friends and the people that know I love them the most. This is for you guys. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Tony Soto for getting me this opportunity to come on here with you guys and for being such an awesome friend and teammate during this camp. And I'm glad I got him along for the ride, and all my teammates at Jimmo, my coach, Jeff Jimmo, and everybody, and my little brother, Paul Carson. If y'all don't know about Paul, he's an up-and-coming amateur fighter in MMA, and I'm telling you, he is next level. You can expect great things from him in the future. So if you're going to follow me, you might as well follow him too, because we're cut from the same cloth. He's going to be better than I am. I promise you that.
All right, man. Well, that's awesome, and we look forward to seeing you on December 9th against Ryan Riley. Everybody tune in. I have a feeling that this one's going to be a banger for real.
Oh, it will be. Yeah. I know it.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. I had a great time.
Thanks for coming on, man. Take care.
Have a good night and have a good Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Thank you.
All right. Awesome dude. You know, if he's a friend of Tony Soto's, he's a friend of ours, as they say in the old mafia, right? He's a friend of ours.
Yeah, friend of ours.
He's a friend of ours. All right. Well, our second guest is right in the waiting room right now. His name is Josh Sanchez. He is making his debut December 9th. He is a Smith Brother combat sports fighter. Heavyweight. Here we go. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
We are good.
Good to hear.
You are you reporting live from the Smith Brothers gym as we speak?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I currently just got done teaching class about a half hour ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I hear you're the lead kickboxing coach over there?
I do everything here. I mean, I teach 5 nights a week, kickboxing twice a week, MMA twice a week, and jiu-jitsu a couple nights a week. Sometimes it's 5 nights a week, sometimes it's 6. Just depends on when they need me to fill in. But
how often are you whooping Kevin's ass?
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure to do that yet. As much as he yells at me and tells me to keep working, I wouldn't mind getting him in there and strapping him on with him, but he's not ready for all that. That's for sure.
Hey, he's not in the comments. You can tell us.
He's no, we've never sparred. We've never done any of that. So, but he's a great motivator when it comes to pushing me and getting me. When he looks over and he sees me wanting to go a little slow or whatever, he's the first one screaming at me across the gym to keep pushing myself. So It definitely
Nice.
helps to have someone like that in your corner, constantly telling you to keep going. Like there's no other option. You just got to keep going. So
Kevin's a good guy.
Yeah, Kevin is a nonstop type of person, man. Like as long as we've known him for the last year or so. He's always on the move. He's always doing something. And especially when you catch him at one of these events, that dude never, ever, ever sits down.
No, he's always all over the place. Yeah,
always all over the place.
I got to experience that a couple times now, seeing him float around the ring, disappear, and in and out, talking to people and meeting and greeting, and then back to work again. So,
did you go to Knucklemania?
Yeah, down in Miami. Yeah, I went down there.
In Lakeland, that one.
I didn't get to that one. No, the only two I've been to was the 19, the Paige Van Zant one. I got to do security there for that one, and that was my first ever experience at one. I got to do ringside security. It was a lifetime fan from the very first fight of the night. So.
So I was gonna say, because Kevin, we were talking about Kevin running around doing crazy shit. There's a fight in the crowd. This guy he's like running, jumping over the catwalk, and he's like climbing up into the stands, breaking up freaking fights. I'm like, he's walking people out. Dude, I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
He asked me. They asked me if I would be the one to walk up and down on the apron of the ring in between every round at that BKFC 19, and I look over my shoulder. And the guy's in the ring with Blueface. I had to dive in the ring. I was the one that got him in a headlock and pulled him over to the side and held him there for the police.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was a fun night.
Man. So have you known Kevin for a long time? I know that you've been involved in.
I just met him, I don't know, March or April. I was training at another gym about a half an hour away from here, and it was further away from my house, and they had developed a relationship with Smith Brothers where our people could train here and they could train there, back and forth, wherever, whenever, whatever classes, if classes were better for you, morning, noon, or after or night. So I started coming over here because it was closer to my house, and that was it. And I came here 2-3 times, and he saw me hit the bags. He's like, you know what? He's like, here's a code to the door. He's like, you come 24 hours a day and start training whenever you want. And this was 6-7 months ago. And then asked me to cover a jiu-jitsu class one night, cover a jiu-jitsu class. And 2-3 weeks later, I'm covering 5 nights a week, doing all the classes, head coach. And that was since June. So I've been here full-time 5 nights a week since June, training my ass off, just teaching these little kids how to do the basics and getting my brain back to the basics. And it was a life-changing move, me coming in the door here. So you've been in combat sports like your whole life? Has this been a lifelong thing for you? For a long time. So I started training at like 18, doing boxing, and then around 21, I picked up jiu-jitsu. I'm 37 now. So I didn't take a fight for my first 9 years of training. I took my first fight at 29 years old. And I did 3 fights in 6 months and won all 3 of them as a super heavyweight at 340 to 350 pounds.
Yeah, that's and Kevin said that you dropped about 100 pounds, and you're like a stout, real heavyweight now.
2 years ago, I found keto, and it changed my life. It just I could eat whatever I wanted because I was eating bacon cheeseburgers. I was just taking the bun off, and somehow I was still losing weight like crazy, and I couldn't believe it. And it motivated me to get back in the gym and start training again. And like I said, I fought, like I said, when I was 29, I fought 3 times and won all 3 of them in 6 months. So I'm 3-0 as a super heavyweight in amateur MMA, but I haven't fought in 7 years because I gave up on it because I couldn't make weight. I couldn't make heavyweight. There was no reason to continue chasing a dream. I had to go back to work, and I had a kid that was just born, and I had given up on it, because I knew I couldn't make the weight. I wasn't going to move to Japan and be a super heavyweight in Japan anytime soon. So there was no career path as a super heavyweight in America that I could see. So I just went back to work.
Even though if you look at, Mike, maybe I'm wrong about this. Didn't the weight classes, didn't it say that there's no limit to the heavyweight division in BKFC? Or am I?
I'm talking about when I thinking about doing MMA. I wanted to be in the UFC. I wanted to do all that big stuff. I was 3-0 as a MMA fighter in a cage, full MMA fights. And there's 265 is the weight limit in the UFC. Yeah. And in Florida, there is I guess in some states there are no weight limit, but in Florida, I was told that there's a 265 weight limit that I have to make. So.
Okay, yeah, I thought that there was, but I'm saying like nowadays, I think there is super heavyweight in bare knuckle, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, man. So
I'm not going back that way. No.
It seems like you're doing the right thing here. So you're feeling better than ever. 37 years old, making your first walk to the squared circle on December 9th. Is this something that you were seeking out, or is this something that like Kevin talked you into, or
he joked around about it? Like I said, it started as him just saying, when we're going to sign you up, let's get you a Smith Brothers contract, because he saw me hitting the bags. And that's my background is boxing. That's where I started. I studied boxers when I first started boxing at 18. I just used to study all the old great boxers and like mimic their movements and try to make the movements look exactly like theirs and just be able to switch styles and do all of them, and he saw something in me that he just kept joking around about. And then tryouts just happened to be 4 hours away. And he was going down there with some other people, and he said,
where was it at? Fort Lauderdale?
I'm going. We're done joking around about it. It's for real now. It's in my backyard, and I'm going to go do it.
Susan Walker says you look like you're 16, by the way. In the comments section. There you go.
I usually don't get 37, that's for sure. But
which tryouts did you say you went to? Was it Fort Lauderdale? Which one?
Yeah. Done the Fort Lauderdale tryout.
And what'd you think about the tryouts? How was that?
It was awesome. It was a great experience. It was cool. Met lots of awesome fighters down there. People that have already gotten their shot. A bunch of people that fought in the Miami card. I got there a little late, and in the ring was a guy that I was sitting there talking to most of the day, and we both got picked out at the end of the day to do a secondary interview. And here I show up, and here he is. I didn't know he was going to be fighting in the ring already a month before my fight. So it was cool see a couple of those people, and they all did good. They all won their fights. All the people that I saw that did the tryout with me. So.
Yeah, and you're gonna be fighting a guy named Brian Cromer. There's the pick. Pretty cool, man. Good looking picture there. All of a sudden you're on fight promos and everything for the fastest growing sport. Fucking awesome.
Life changing for me. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm about it, but I see the big picture in this, and I think this is where I've been meant to be for a long, long time. I've been in a lot of bare knuckle fights or altercations already in my life for free and not got paid for it. So
right, you bounced for a long time, right?
Huh?
Yeah, I bounced for about 8 years at a gentleman's club. So there's always stuff in there needing to happen, and somebody hitting somebody, or just crazy stuff, So
I used to work security in a club up here in Connecticut. It wasn't a gentleman's club; it was just like a club, and they would pack that fucking place to the rafters with people, and there would be fights, and it got old after a while, man. I got sick and tired of fucking peeling people apart and slamming people, and I don't know.
Oh, I've been jumped a couple times, and like just fist hitting you in every direction. You don't know where it's coming from, and you're just trying to fight your way out of it, and it's not worth it. At the end of the night, you go home, you look at what you made for the night, and it's just like, oh man, these lumps hurt for that bit of money.
Right.
It's crazy. Things are getting crazier and crazier too, man. People just upping the ante.
Yeah.
Do you got any wild, like crazy all-out brawl stories from working when you were in the club?
Yeah. I got a couple.
Nothing that you can tell because you might incriminate yourself.
6 or 8 people out the front door all at once, about 3 of us bouncers, and somehow the door got closed behind me as we all got out front. So I was standing there with all 8 of them now, and 6 of them just started swinging at the same time. And I just started swinging back as anything I could hit. And I started dropping one here, one there, and then finally I hit a couple of them hard enough that the rest of them started like realizing I better back up and not just stand in this guy's way. And
they felt the reverberations. They're like, shit.
You know,
The aftershock.
it's a scary situation just thinking about like what could have happened. You know what I mean? Like I got out of there without getting stabbed or getting a bottle to the head or something stupid. You know what I mean? So I lucked out a lot of times, and I got a kid at home. He's 8 years old. I can't be doing that stuff anymore, man. I got
Right.
go do it in a ring where there's a referee right there to stop his corners from jumping on me and stopping him from hitting me with a bottle or weapon or whatever. So
Sanctioned is the best way to fight.
yeah,
Right.
no, it's where I wanted to be a long time ago. Like I said, I
Yeah.
really wanted to do this. I'd been training for 9 years when I took my first fight. So
Right.
and then to win 3 in 6 months and then really try to make the weight, like really train my ass off as hard as I could and still not see any weight loss at all. Just stuck at 330 for months and months, training 3 hours at a time, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So just my eating habits were not where they needed to be. So it didn't matter how much I trained. I would just go eat a couple bad meals and I'd be right back to where I was at. So
I would imagine working in the like when you were working in the club too, that
oh yeah, you're eating
it's
late
not
night,
the
you
healthiest
get out of there.
life. Yeah, you're eating like
There's a
shit,
Steak
you're
and
having
Shake
drinks.
literally right next door. It's open 24 hours. So it was horrible. It was a bad
Yeah.
lifestyle. I was drinking all the time. I don't
Right.
drink hardly at all anymore. Like maybe, I'm not in training camp obviously, but when I'm not, I maybe once a month, if that, me and my girlfriend will go out and get a drink or something, you know what I mean? But it was 4, 5, 6 nights a week sometime when I was working there.
Right. It's a rough lifestyle when you're doing that for a living for sure. One night in the club that I worked at, I gotta tell you this story. You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I know this story.
This
I know
fucking
this.
dude. So there's this guy, and he's a white dude dancing with this Asian girl. And now in the casino that I worked at, there's a big big Asian population in the casino there.
This Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, Mohegan Sun, and there's a lot of gang activity in there. So the white dude's like grinding up on this girl, and all of a sudden, this fucking kid, this Asian kid, hits the dude in the face with a Grey Goose bottle, cutting him from here all the way down across his face, like opens him right up with this thing. And when that happened, I'm telling you, it looked like a fucking kung fu movie. Like there was the biggest fight you've ever seen in your fucking life, but it was like a bunch of Asian kids fighting anybody that's not. It was just like a fucking movie, and like everybody's getting thrown, like people are getting thrown. I like dove off I did like a Jimmy Superfly Snuka off of a fucking speaker onto like a crowd of people and like bowled them over like bowling pins. It was the most craziest fight, and there was like a stairwell in the back corner of the club, and we just kept dragging these kids, opening the door, throwing them in the stairwell and shutting it because it locks from the other side. There had to be 35 fucking kids in the stairwell there, just thrown in. And when the state
Don't
police,
accidentally throw the wrong person into the stairwell. Oh shit!
Oh,
Bring them
no.
back in.
right, we were trying to separate them. We're like, we'll grab one kid. It turns out that they were like this like Chinese gang that was like doing all kinds of drug activity and shit in the casino, but when the state police showed up, they're like, what the fuck? And we're like, they're all in that fucking stairwell over there. Good luck with that shit, man.
We'll round them all up.
Yeah, that almost shut our club down forever, man. That was like, and the crazy thing is that our club was open till 2:00 in the morning. That happened at like 11:30, 11:45 at night, and it shut the club down.
Oh, wow.
Closed for the night.
Casino, huh?
Yeah, in the casino, they shut the whole club down. We should have been open for 2.5 more hours. It was absolutely fucking insane.
It's a
like
big time casino too. This is a huge casino. The
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun Casino is massive too. It's crazy.
Yeah, for them to shut the club down, there was 600-700 people out into the casino floor that were just partying in the club. That were it was just crazy, man. Yeah.
That sucks.
That life is not for everyone. I'll tell you that much.
No, not for me anymore. That's for sure. I haven't done it in a while. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but it's
Yeah, you didn't have
rough
Chris
lifestyle.
Lytle and Sean Wheelock, commentating your fights inside of the clubs and stuff,
Yeah, having a guy like Chris Lytle calling your fights, that's pretty awesome. So what do you know about your opponent, Brian Cromer? Do you know much about him? You seen some tape on him?
I seen a couple of his fights on that he has on YouTube, but they're a little older. They're about 7 years old. He fought at a lighter weight at looked like he started out fighting at 185, and then he moved up to 205, and now he's jumping to heavyweight. So, I just don't know how that works out for anybody usually too well. But I'm a natural heavyweight. I've moved light on my feet at 340, and now I'm 260, 250. Actually, I'm 250, 255 of it, 256 as of this afternoon. So, it's.
Would you say that you're better now than you were 7 years ago when you were fighting?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, teaching the classes and teaching the basics it went from 4 or 5 people to now I got 15, 16 people in the kids class and in the adults class. And I'm teaching 2 hours a night, teaching the kids for an hour, teaching the adults for an hour. And it drilled everything that I've ever learned I've never taught anybody before. You know what I mean? I've always just gone to gyms and trained, and I've gotten lucky enough to be able to train at a lot of different gyms for free, where I could just show up and, they're like, oh, cool, Josh is here and we're going to get some good rolls in, or we're going to get, some good sparring in or whatever. And to teach all that though, it's putting me on a different level. I feel like, I mean, every little detail that I've ever even thought of in my head, I have to be on top of these kids and telling them, it's got to come back to your face. This is why it's got to come back to your face. This is why we roll this way. This is why we slip this way. You know what I mean? Like, everything I've ever learned is coming back to the surface again. And it's a different level. So.
Right. You ever train with Lorenzo?
No, I didn't get to. Right when I started taking over here, he was moving back, I guess, to Jacksonville or whatever, and he wasn't around here as much as he was before that. Before I took over, he was doing the boxing classes here and whatnot, and I wish I would have been here for that. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But,
talking about keeping your hands up in the slips and ducks and whatnot.
Yeah, no, he
just show your students his last fight with Hector.
He said something when he was. They had him on a couple events ago to commentate for one of the fights, and he came out and he said, I get up to the ring and I look across at my opponent and I tell myself, I'm a ghost. How's he going to hit a ghost? And it just resonated with me. It made me think to myself, like, that's the most serious defensive mindset I've ever heard in my life, and I'm a ghost. I'm going to go in there and be like a ghost. I'm a wrecking machine and a ghost at the same time. So he's going to have a hard time touching me, and he better be moving and on his toes and ready to go, because I move a lot and I throw fast. I got fast hands for a big guy, and they're getting faster every day. So
there you go, man. Well, we're looking forward to this debut on December 9th, and we're, happy for you, man. Coming back into combat sports, dropping 100 pounds is or 90 pounds, whatever you dropped, is a fucking feat in itself. Not a lot of people can pull that off and maintain it. That's great. What we're going to do here before we let you go, we're going to ask you 5 quick questions. Quick thinking. Okay. Ready? Starting with number 1. Here we go. What is a food that's always on your Thanksgiving table that doesn't belong there?
Probably the cranberry sauce. It goes on there every year and nobody ever eats it. So,
really?
I'll eat it occasionally. I'll be the only one that eats it. I put it on my turkey a little bit, but I can only stand a couple bites of it and then I get tired of it. So
jellied,
I don't know why we make it.
Jellied cranberry sauce or the shit.
And it's
with
not
the
even
cranberries
real,
in it.
The jar. I still get the canned stuff. I just pop the can
stuff
on there and slice it up.
But it doesn't have pieces of cranberry in it, right? It's the jellied
no, it's
stuff.
Like Jello. It's like
that's the good
Jello.
stuff. Yeah,
that is the good shit.
That's the good shit.
You mush it right
number 2.
on there. It's good on
Mike.
the sandwich too. It's good on the turkey sandwich afterwards.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't
Nobody
wait for tomorrow.
So that's why it doesn't belong there.
This is tomorrow. I can't wait. Shit. What is your go-to Christmas movie?
Go-to Christmas movie. I'd have to go back to when I was a kid. It was the Santa Claus. I think was my favorite movie when I was a kid. Everybody says Christmas.
With Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah, Tim Taylor. That's probably the go-to one when I was a kid. But,
all right, if you were drinking right now, beer, wine, whiskey, or other.
If I was drinking right now,
No. Like you said you're not drinking right now.
No, I'm
'cause
saying
you're in training
if
camp.
I was going to have a
Yeah,
drink,
yeah.
tonight, it'd be a vodka drink of some sort, probably.
Yeah, vodka.
Yeah. I'm still trying to stay keto. I
Staying
sometimes
on that
drink
keto.
vodka and
All right.
water. If I'm going out for a drink, I'll drink vodka and water or something like that, or White Claw or one of those seltzer
Hey,
drinks.
can I tell you? I've been drinking these. It's called Down East, and it's cider.
Okay.
Oh,
How many carbs though?
It's probably full of carbs, you fucking
Yeah,
stu-non.
that's what I'm saying. I gotta
No,
stay
come
with
on.
the 2
It's
carb
just
bar,
healthy. Nope. It's only 6% of your daily value, guys. It's 18 carbs. It's not a big deal.
Just 18.
It's only 6%.
Number 4.
I ate all day today.
Go ahead, Mike.
Would you rather only have dessert on Thanksgiving or not any dessert on Thanksgiving? Well, I think we know the answer to this.
Not any. Yeah.
Not any? Yeah, because fuck dessert. And last question, do you have any unique family Thanksgiving traditions that you guys do?
No, not yet. We might start one this year. I'm gonna
You don't rumble with your
the turkey. We're gonna split the turkey open and cut the backbone out and smash it flat. I think it's called spatch cooking or something like that. I don't know. So we're gonna try to do that this year. That might be a new tradition if it comes out good.
My neighbors across the street, they have a fucking big ass football game in their front yard with all the uncles and cousins and brothers, and it's like a fucking 8-on-8 full contact. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. You just walk outside and watch them guys beat the shit out of each other across the street. It's kind of not our tradition, it's their tradition, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be your tradition to just sit there and watch it and have a couple beers. So.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. All right. Well, I put your sponsors at the bottom there. You want to shout out anybody before we let you go?
Yeah, just the sponsors, 72hourprint.com, sleepandtrade.com, and then Kevin Smith for hooking me up here at the gym, hooking me up with everything that's gone on so far and the future that we got together. We'll see what happens, see how the fight goes. And shout out to my family, my friends, everybody that's coming to the fight. There's got over 50 tickets sold already, so I appreciate every one of you guys that bought a ticket from me. That's awesome.
There you go. And how do you see the fight playing out before we let you go? You got a prediction for us?
No prediction. I mean, I don't want to give away anything. I don't want to give away any. It's going to be exciting. That's all it's going to be. I move around a lot. For a heavyweight, I'm on my toes and I'm circling. I'm back and forth. So we'll see where it goes, man. It really depends on where he wants it to go and what level he comes in there at. You know what I mean? Because it could be a situation where he's just outmatched, I don't like it too much. So I want to say what I want to do, but at the same time, I want him to be surprised when it happens if he winds up tuning into this. So.
Well, all I gotta say is go out there and have fun because everybody that we talk to seems to have a fucking blast when they get in there. So
you're gonna see a serious look, but at one point you'll probably see a smile on my face in there. I probably won't be able to hold the serious look the whole time. So I love doing this stuff, man. It's my life. It's just my only hobby I really have ever enjoyed. So.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show tonight, and best of luck to you December 9th in Tampa, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Have a good night.
You too.
Take it easy.
All right. That is the big man, Josh Sanchez, making his debut December 9th against Brian Cromer. I think his name is Cromer. I don't really know.
When I was looking into Cromer, I was looking in Tapology, and I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't think it is, but this guy's got like 20 canceled belts from 2015 till now.
Really?
I don't know if it's the same guy because it said middleweight, but I mean, somebody could, people go up in weight. So since 2015, shit. But yeah, there's a David Cromer that has like cancel bout from 2015 all the way to 2021. I was like, Jesus, what the hell? What's going on with this dude?
Well, you want to talk about exciting. You want to talk about nonstop action in the fucking squared circle. Our next guest of the evening brings it every time. He has a couple nasty fucking stoppages in the squared circle, and he went the distance with the one Hector Lombard in his last bout, and will be making his return to the squared circle on December 9th. He is the redneck. He is Dave Mundell. What's going on, sir?
How's it going?
Good.
What's
How
good?
are you?
I'm doing all right.
Well, welcome to the show. Are you do you train at Shift MMA or Shift?
I do with Jihad and Trey.
Yeah, with those
Yeah.
guys, man. Bunch of good dudes over there.
Yes.
Yeah. We enjoy those guys, especially Smash, our boy.
Yeah, he is the shit.
So how's things, man? How you feel? It's been a while, right? Since you fought Hector, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 years. I'm glad I'm actually able to get back in there in this year, so at least fight once a year.
Yeah. What has there been a reason why you took the time off, or was it just pandemic related?
Family, just bought a house and just living life, and my daughter, my son, spending time with them. It's hard, at these camps. I'm gone a lot, just training. I work my ass off, and I miss them.
Right. How many kids do you have?
2.
2 kids, and you're young. What are you, 29?
I just turned 30.
Turned 30. 2 kids at 30 years old, man. You can't miss too much time with them. You got to spend that time. Those kids are the shit. I don't know what I would do. Like I've deployed a few times, only once with kids. So I had an opportunity to deploy again this year. I was going to go. The only thing that was making me consider getting out of the deployment was the fact that I'd be stepping away as my kids are 7 and 10 years old. They're like getting to all the fun shit, man, the sports and whatnot.
All the sports and the things they do, and it's hard, especially when they're asking you to stay home, don't go tonight, whatever. It's a drag, but I'm in a good spot right now. They got friends in the neighborhood, the place we moved in, so they're always busy. Don't want nothing to do with me anymore anyway, so it was just time to get back in there.
What are the ages?
7 and 12.
7, 12, almost same as I got. Yeah, I live in a neighborhood where you can just let them outside and in a couple hours walk out the front door and yell, Jackson and Nolan. And then like 2 minutes later, they'll come running to the fucking house. It's great.
Same thing here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Do they play any sports?
Not anymore. My son used to play baseball and stuff like that, but they just kind of they just enjoy playing outside, which is rare. The kids nowadays, everyone's just playing video games or doing whatever inside, and you usually got to kick them out. My kids don't ever want to be inside, which is I'm thankful for.
Same here, man. I got no video games in the house, honestly. They don't even want them. They don't even ask for them, honest. And like my kid, he come home one day and he's like, he's in 5th grade. He's 10 years old, and he's like, yeah, I'm only like one of 3 kids in the whole 5th grade that don't have a phone. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking like, what the fuck? I'm like, do you want a phone? And he was like, no, I don't want one. What do I need a phone for? I was like, that a boy. I'm sure by the time he turns like 12, he'll want one. But at 10 years old, I couldn't believe that he's like one of 3 kids in the whole class. I'm like, what the fuck? Did they got him at school?
Shit's getting serious.
My daughter's 7. She has a phone. I'm guilty, but we needed to. I like to have it with her. I FaceTime her and stuff when I'm going to practice, and she likes to call me, tell me about her day, whatever it is. And so I just keep tabs that way.
Do they like to watch you fight?
They love it.
They do.
They usually, most of them. There's not really. I don't think they've missed much. Maybe in the earlier stages when they were just too young to really come out, but now like they love to be out there cheering me on.
Yeah, it must be awesome when you finish fighting and you get your kids right there, like, oh, I watched it. That was awesome.
Yeah. Everyone else goes out in the party. I just go home to the family, dogs, and chill at the house.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's it's fun to go out.
Though.
What's that?
I said being comfortable is dangerous though. Causes 2-year layoffs and stuff.
It is dangerous. It is, but it's like, it's nice to go out and have fun and everything. But, there's nothing like just sitting down in your place and relaxing with your family. I don't know. There's nothing like it, man. So, hey, I hear you.
Yeah. So you are making your return after almost 2 years. You came into the BKFC. You plowed right through your first two, and then you welcomed Hector, and you went the distance with Hector. You just got to watch Hector in a title fight just recently. What did you think about that fight with Hector and Lorenzo? And are you planning on sticking around and maybe making a run at that 185 title that that Lorenzo now holds, or maybe even going after the 205 title there, Hector?
No, I'm definitely at 185 or less. I don't have any business being up in 205. That was just they called and they offered a fight that I felt, good with taking against him, and I thought it was a chance to prove, to everybody who I was. And I only went up when they first called me about it. It was supposed to be at 190 pounds, and then it was 200, then it was 205, and then the week of, they're like, he's not going to make weight, it's going to be 210, and then it was 214. It was a mess.
Jeez.
But I stuck around. I stuck it out and went in there and did my thing.
He headbutted you in that fight, right? Did
he
headbutt
hit
you
me
in that
after
fight?
the bell. He headbutted me.
Yeah.
I felt he fought very dirty, but I don't blame him. I'd be frustrated in hell with someone coming in there and beating the hell out of me with one hand.
He always seems to do some shit.
Look at this. Mike Kanowski says, imagine that. Dude, I'm not gonna keep harping on this, but he has to be one of the dirtiest fighters out there.
Always does
every
something.
single fight he
Always.
does something.
Except
for this last one. I don't remember him doing anything in the ring.
We can go back and really pick it apart. I'm sure we might find something.
I'm not even mad at it, though. Like, it's just everyone knows what to expect. So if just level the playing field, fight dirty back. I went in there and I didn't know what to expect, and then now I do. So if he ever wanted to run it back, I'd be game. Let's do it.
Yeah. One thing that impresses the hell out of me with you in your BKFC fights, at least, is your left. You seem like you land your left hand at will. Would you say that the straight left right down the middle is your fucking favorite thing to do? Because man, that the dude you fought in your second fight, I can't even fucking remember what his name is, to tell you the truth, but you boxed that dude. Yeah, you boxed that dude's head right off. Like, it was a thing of beauty. I don't know.
He was tough, man. I had him looking like a bobblehead, and I was so eager to try to get that finish. I was in there letting him hit me too, and
it's like a weekend at Bernie's head.
I don't think any one punch of mine is better than the rest. I just feel like I got very good timing, good accuracy. I put a lot of work in the gym, to get it that way. I'm not the most athletic, but I work for everything I have. So I train my ass off.
Right.
It shows.
And the 185-pound division right now is really starting to get stacked up with now Lorenzo holding the title, but you got Dakota Cochran and Scott O'Shaughnessy and Jared Warren. Jared Warren trains at your gym, right?
He's my teammate.
Yeah. So I don't see you fighting him or
you said Zion?
Zion Tomlinson's there. I mean,
he's in the comments with the eyeballs.
Yeah. Zion Tomlinson's looking right at you right now.
Whenever he wants it to.
There he is.
Yeah. You hear that, Zion? Whenever you want it to. But I'm saying, like, was it just time for you to come back, or were you like watching what was taking place and you were like, you know what, I got to get in there, man?
It was definitely time for me to come back. I've been trying to line up a fight for a while now, at least 6 months, and I've had a few fall through. A few times I thought I was supposed to be fighting, and then just never got an opponent's name or anything. And it's what it is. They're a big organization, and they don't, when they're ready to put me on, I'll just be ready to fight, and which is now December 9th. So here we go.
You ready to get back in there? It's going to be good to see you back in there. Now, your team over at Shift, man, you guys got some solid names, and a lot of people in the bare knuckle world, like yourself and Terry and Jared Warren and Delaney and Smash. It's like, are you guys, focusing more on bare knuckle at that gym, or is that just something that's happening?
It's just something that it's kind of turning into. So obviously we all came from fighting MMA.
Right.
And our coach Jihad is a mastermind in boxing, and he's a great boxing coach, you know. And so when the opportunity to come and take a BKFC fight, we're like, well, why not? It's boxing, you know. We already do this. They expect the guys, MMA guys, oh, we can take them, you know. They don't have any boxing. Well, and we do, and we're already used to, you know, the distance is a lot different. Like if you take a boxer compared to an MMA guy with the gloves, it changes the range a little bit. So we were already comfortable with that, and we knew how to box. So it's just easy work. Go in there, dominate people.
For sure. What was I just gonna say? Training right now. This is at 185, right?
Well, so I had an opponent. I forgot his name. And when they sent me the contract, it was a different name, and they wanted it at 180. So
yeah, it's listed at 180. I was gonna say on the website.
Yeah.
Right. So I was gonna say, what do you know about this guy, Stanislav Grosu
From Moldova?
Nothing.
From Moldova? What do you know about
You don't know anything about Moldova? Come on. Everybody knows Moldova. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Coach just told me it was time to go to work, and I'm ready to work.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well,
is it tough? Like when you don't know anything about somebody, does that make it tougher for you? Or are you just like, or is it more of a distraction? If you know more about someone, do you feel like you might focus too much on certain things when some of that stuff might not even really matter?
I go back and forth with it. I used to like want to sit there and watch all the tape I could so I could feel comfortable. And then sometimes you do that and you create this monster in your head and all that. And it really shouldn't have any effect on the way you're training. You know, you should be pushing hard for no matter who you're facing, you know. And I put a lot of faith in my coaches. I know that they're going to steer me in the right direction. They can look at the tapes if they want to watch them. They can tell me what I need to work on, and it's easier for me that way to just, I don't worry about it. I show up and I make him fight my fight.
Well, I'm looking at him right now, and he doesn't look like he's very impressed with you, Dave. By the look on his face, he's not impressed.
Mm-hmm. He's not impressed with your performance.
Yeah, you're gonna have to welcome him to the BKFC proper. What do you guys have planned for the holidays, my friend? You and the kids, you and the family.
Oh man, I've been in this game for too long, and this is too familiar of a feeling for me. I mean, obviously we got plenty of family time. We got family coming over for dinner and stuff, but I'm gonna be sitting in the corner just watching everyone eat, enjoy the food, and I'm gonna be starving.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, man, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it fucking suck that you have a fight this close to like
10? It always seems to happen. But there's the flip side of that is it just kind of it makes the victory that much sweeter. Is what it does. We'll have Thanksgiving and all that other stuff right after the fight. Plenty of food to go around, which is a problem. I'm a fat boy at heart, so that's why I'll jump up in weight, and then I've never missed weight. And then I'll get the fight, and then I'll have to go back down. But it's just
Are you like born and raised circle. Are you born and raised in Clearwater, Florida? Is that like were you from originally, or you just been there as
Oldsmar, Florida?
Yeah. Where's the
What do you know about Scientology over there, huh?
Oh.
I know we used to make fun of them a lot, and I haven't heard about that in a long time.
There's a lot of people that Scientology is like that's like their headquarters is over there, you know.
Over there in Clearwater, not Oldsmar.
Yeah, no, Clearwater. Yeah, dude. Shit's getting crazy over there.
That's the headquarters for real? How do you know that, Mike?
Because I went on a deep dive with Scientology, you know, that type of shit like boggles my mind, you know, like when you have like organizations like that. Like I got way into to Scientology, North Korea, you know, because they're like places, or you know, so Scientology and North Korea to me are somewhat similar because you have things that people know about them, right? But they don't quite know what's going on inside of them. And we're in 2021 where we're just talking about everybody's got a cell phone. Anyone can access any information at any time. But these places and these groups are so secretive that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how does this happen now? So I started getting into it big time, like going, people saluting Tom Cruise like he's a god, and you know what I mean? He's got people making him cookies and stuff at his house, like Scientologists. Like the guy who runs Scientology now, David Miscavige, his wife just disappeared off the face of the earth. Nobody's seen her for years. She could be dead, but nobody knows because they're so nuts. Like, it's crazy, man. Shit's crazy.
We just
weighing
don't pay no mind to them. We just do our own thing.
You used to see them out there where they do some crazy shit or what?
To each his own. We just, like I said, pay no mind.
Yep. Don't be sucked into no cult. No Kool-Aid drinking happening with me.
So you are you're coming back, and have you paid any attention to guys like Mike Richmond and like Isaac Doolittle just fought the other day? He has a beard very similar to yours in a exciting fighting style. He could be a future opponent. Like, have you been paying attention to these guys, or in your time off you were kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, I'm horrible with that. Even when I am fighting, I don't pay much attention to the fights. I barely even make it out to the fights unless I have a teammate fighting or something. I'm one who would rather be part of the action than watch it.
Are your MMA days
going on outside of the family and everything? I just don't have time.
Right. Are your MMA days behind you, or is that something that you might go back to as well?
No, I would love to. I would still love to fight. And I was actually supposed to fight for the CFFC when they just came to the Hard Rock, and I had 3 opponents drop out on me, and then that was that. They just kept telling me they were looking, and it never came.
Yeah, because you had a very successful. You were 10-5 as a pro in pro MMA. Like, you were fucking winning a lot of fights. So I was wondering if you were walking away from that or not. But that's cool, man. You gotta keep your options out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at this point in my career, I'm just looking to make a name for myself and get paid. When I first took a fight with BKFC, I wasn't really sure which way I was gonna feel it, how I was gonna feel about it, where I was gonna go with it, and I can see how fast they're growing, and I actually really enjoy training for it. To me, it's easier, less taxing on the body, and boxing is right up my alley. I love it.
What is it? I mean, have you guys done this before where so many fighters out of your gym are on the same card at the same night? Like, you got on this one alone, you got you, Smash, Janoski, Delaney, right? Am I missing anybody? Do you have more than that?
I thought Jared Warren was supposed to be fighting too. I guess I just found out maybe they haven't found him an opponent yet, or the opponent he was supposed to have backed out already, or I don't know what the deal is with that.
It seems like the card is short at least a fight, because I see 9 fights announced right now. Usually there's at least 10 fights. So yeah, maybe.
And I also have another buddy who fights out of MJM, JR, who's supposed to be fighting on this one too. My home gym is Gracie Clearwater. I train over at Shift MMA all the time with those guys because it's my second home. Jihad used to be my head coach for a long time, and then I go dabble over at MJM too and hang out with those guys, and we're just all family. So the way I look at it, I have 5 teammates fighting on this card. Well, the 5th would be Jared if he gets an opponent.
Does that fuck with you at all? Like that you have people that you care about that fight maybe before you?
It was funny. We just had this conversation the other day. Usually when you go in the fight, when you're by yourself, like as a fighter, like we don't get nervous about ourselves. I don't know how to explain that. Walking out, all that stuff. It does to me, it does nothing. But whenever I have a teammate fighting, I get super nervous for them. Walking out, I get like anxiety. It's the weirdest thing because it doesn't happen to myself. I'm like, why the hell do I care what they're doing? But I've fought on cards where I've had teammates fight before, and I do pretty good in just staying in my own lane. You know, I try not to think about third fight. I try to just warm up, do what I'm supposed to do. I put my headphones on, go in my own world, you know, stuff like that. But what I do like about this is that we're all in the camp at the same time. So we're all pushing extra hard at the same time. We don't have a few guys slacking off. They may come in the gym this day. They might, you know, maybe not. And then you're just sitting there just trying to find anybody to train with. Right now, our team we're pushing hard. We're in there every day working. So
Yeah.
I think we're coming out there and getting 5 KOs.
Nice, man. Yeah, you're not the only one making a return after a long delay, too. Delaney Bailey's been out for a minute, too. So it's good to see her getting back in there as well. She's got a tough fight with Jenny Savage. I mean, there's some fucking really good fights on this card for real. And Smash and Bobby Taylor, that's going to be that's going to be a banger, too. I mean, I really think that Martin Brown is the dark horse in that 155 division. Everyone forgets about him because he came out there at Knucklemania and blew his fucking knee out, but they all forget that he finished Zach Zane in 2 rounds on one leg, and now he's back healthy again. So, you know, Palomino,
MMA champion.
Palomino, yeah, he held a title in MMA. Palomino could be one fight away from a Smash Brown title fight. So pretty exciting.
To see that fight. I don't know. Everyone.
Go ahead, tell us.
Of course,
let us
tell us. Go ahead.
I think.
How does a Lewis Palomino Martin Brown fight play out?
Martin Brown versus who? Bobby. It doesn't matter. Both of them. He runs over both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in a heavier weight class than he is, and he's my hardest training partner. Like the way he's so methodical, you know, his boxing is it's unmatched, you know, and he lives and breathes this, you know, he doesn't do anything else, you know. When you call him, what are you doing? He's heading to the gym, you know, he's in the gym, he's running classes, he's in the gym. I have a family, I have stuff that I have to do. I got work. Not Trey. He's there. He's working.
He's a big dude too. Like he what did he tell us, Mike, when he was on here last week? What did he say? He walks around like 190 and cuts to 155,
right?
Something like that. 194. Yes. He said he was like he was at 194 and he's cutting 190. Jesus Christ. I don't know how you guys do it, man. That's a fucking crazy amount of weight to cut. What's the biggest cut you ever had? What's the most you ever cut for a fight?
Well, so normally in like MMA, I fight at 170. So I would rock around about, you know, anywhere from 190 to 200 pounds as well. So I would say the week of be like 186 pounds, like 16 pounds. I think the heaviest amount of water weight I've cut in one day was probably about 14 pounds.
Damn.
But then I walk back in that cage and I'm right back up to 190 to 200 pounds, you know.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is nuts. I can't even imagine
do that shit.
If I ain't losing it in a piss, man, that's it. I'm done. I ain't losing any more weight after that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, you know what, dude? We're going to ask you 5 quick questions, not fight related, and then we'll let you get up out of here. It is the Thanksgiving season. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? I know you're not really eating right now, but
I love
pie.
What is it?
Some pumpkin pie.
Some pumpkin pie. Oh, God, it's gonna fucking torture you.
It is.
You sit in the corner, you're just staring at everybody with, like, you know, with a fuck you on your face. You're like, fuck you guys. All right, number 2.
Rank these holidays best to worst: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter.
Best to worst: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. Yeah. I said the same thing, and then I thought maybe it was like sacrilege to say Easter as the last one. But let's be honest, it's the most boring holiday at all.
Christmas down there at the last one. Seeing how I'm the one who's got to buy all the presents now.
Yeah, yeah.
Daddy duties.
You're exactly.
I make Easter fun now. I feel like it's like a tiny Christmas. You know what I mean? Like we'll get like a basket, a little bit of toys. I like to set the best things. The Easter egg hunt, man. I get silly with Easter egg hunts. Like I do some crazy shit. I love it. I love the Easter egg hunt. That's the
Dude,
best part.
You know what? You know what? A couple kids in not my neighborhood, next neighborhood over, got for Easter last year. Segway go-karts from the Easter Bunny.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
What?
and my kids were like, "Daddy, the kids up the street." I won't say their name. I don't know if I can call them out, but these guys got Segway go-karts for from the Easter Bunny, and I was like, "No, they fucking did not."
You gotta
I said
listen,
they're-
kids. The Easter Bunny doesn't like you guys
Yeah,
that much.
no. You know what I told them? I said their parents are lying to them.
Yeah.
They bought them and said it was from the Easter Bunny, but the Easter Bunny doesn't do that shit.
Giving them secrets.
That's I had to tell my kids. Listen, that Easter Bunny just doesn't like you as much as the kids up the street. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know him.
Yeah, shit. You guys got a basket of candy like fucking when we were growing up.
They must have slipped them some bills. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, number 3, favorite Thanksgiving Day memory. You got one that sticks out?
I really don't. I mean, maybe it's I get hit in the head too much. I forget a lot, but every year we just have all the family come down, and it's pretty much the same stuff. And I just enjoy the family time, you know.
There was never like one year
Maybe
grandma got extra tipsy, you know.
What was that?
I said there's never like one year that grandma just drank a little bit too much, you know.
No, my family's pretty tame, but just being able to eat.
Yeah, you know what I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to my aunt's house, and after dinner, all the dads and uncles would play poker for change. And that was back when it was okay to like smoke cigarettes in a house. I just remember like being like 8 years old, and like one dude had a pipe and a couple of people smoked cigarettes, and they would play poker for like nickels and dimes and quarters and shit. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. That's
a good time.
Hell yeah. Maybe I'll bring that back, except for the pipe smoking and the fucking cigarettes. Number 4.
Pumpkin spice, yay or nay?
Nay.
Oh, even after the pumpkin pie comment.
I don't know how much of that's got to be in there, but I don't think it belongs in anything else.
I got to tell you, man, you're missing out. If you love pumpkin pie, you're going to have to get over that hurdle, because I'm telling you, you're going to like everything else.
Mike's a real fucking
I don't need any
freak.
food that I'm going to be craving. It's hard enough as it is.
And last but not least, if you could call out anyone for a fight right now, who are you calling out? I know you got a fight coming up, but if you
Mike Perry.
Perry, boom, quick.
That was quick.
Quick with the answer. I love it. And why is that? Do you guys know each other, or you just that's a fight?
I've fought him twice, and I've lost twice, and he's always just had my number, and I want that back, you know.
And what better place to do it than fucking with no gloves on? This is great. Maybe you go out there, you get this W real quick, and then that's one to make early 2022.
Yeah,
because they're saying February.
Either him or Lombard. Let me run that one back too.
Yeah, Lombard's not going to go anywhere below 205 anytime soon, so you'd have to be going back up there to see him, I think.
That's all right. I'll just fight him at my walk around weight.
There you go, man. All right. Well, we'll give you a second. We threw your sponsors down at the bottom there. Go ahead, shout out anybody you want to shout out, and give us a little prediction for December 9th.
I just want to thank all my teammates. You know, we've been putting a lot of work in. I want to thank my personal trainer, Nick, over at Fitness 360. He opened up his own little thing at Chiseled Physique. Bodie Chiropractic helped keep me healthy. Market Mills feeding me. Florida Alternative Medicine always giving me a good diet plan to go with, and of course my main sponsors, Team Reaper, a whole family of fighters we got going. We meet up and we spar and stuff, so that's all cool. And fight prediction, man, I feel like I put them away early. A lot of these guys, they come in the debuts and they've never been hit with a bare fist that way, like from somebody else who actually knows how to fight. And I feel like once they feel that, they tend to quit in there. They look like Mallow on their face, holding the back of their head.
Oh, shit.
Once again, Mallow's name gets brought up. That guy.
I heard you guys talking about him earlier, so I figured it'd be fitting.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. He's in everybody's conversation every once in a while.
He's smart on that part of it.
He's definitely.
It's too bad he wasn't actually a good fighter and he could actually do something.
Zion Tomlinson says he heard you ducked Malo.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of people. I'd smack that kid and Zion on the same night.
All
You're
right,
on
well,
fire tonight. Look at this.
There you go, Zion. There you go. All right, man. Thank you very much for coming on. We can't wait to see you back in there. Every one of your fights is always exciting, and looking forward to seeing you in there on December 9th.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to put on a show.
All right. You have a good night and have a happy Thanksgiving, even though you can't really indulge in the food, but you know what I mean? Have the best time you can with your family.
Yep.
I guess that'll make it that much sweeter.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya.
Take care.
All right. Hey, you want to give away a shirt real quick?
Short?
We got to come up with
a short.
We got to come up with something, man.
Let's do it after the next guest. Stick around. We're giving away a t-shirt after the next guest.
Maybe even two.
Maybe.
That was awesome. You know what? Anybody who has seen him fight inside the bare knuckle squared circle knows that dude's gonna come and bring fucking a lot of power, a lot of excitement, and I don't know too much about his opponent, but his fights don't seem to last very long. The one with Hector went the distance, but that was with a world champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you know, dude's a little bit of a creep. You know what I'm saying? He does some creepy shit in the ring, some fucked up things. Guy always does. Listen, every single time it's always something. I just listen.
If it's a headbutt or a trunk grab or a fucking rope grab, or
even in the Riggs fight, everyone saw the trunk grab, right? We were there. We saw the trunk grab. But the thing is then I went back and watched it, and it wasn't just a trunk grab. He grabbed it with his right hand because he got hit hard, and he looked like he was ready to go down. So he grabs on to the trunk, right, with his right hand. Ugh. And then he swings, lets go with that hand, grabs with the left hand, pulls the trunk some more, gets hit again. They fall up against the cage. Then he lets go with his left and grabs with his right, and then pulls the trunks forward, and he's trying to punch him. I'm like, this dude was holding on to his trunks for like 6 seconds with back and forth like 3 different times. Like, that's fucking wrong, man. It's bullshit.
Or missing weight 6 times,
or running from the Olympics, or whatever the hell he's doing.
Let's get off this fucking.
Yeah, he's I don't know, man. He does shiesty shit.
Anyways, we have one more guest for the evening who will be making his debut as well on December 9th. He will be fighting who the fuck is his opponent? Let's go. Jorge Gonzalez Rolón. Look at the mustache on that.
You gotta roll your R. I mean, come on.
I can't do that. That is something that
he fought. He just fought, right? He fought. Was it? I want to say was it Montana that he fought?
Did he?
He did fight. It was in one of the last fight nights here.
Didn't the whole fucking Montana card get suspended?
It was either Montana or the what was the other card? Well, you know what? I bet you Stevo knows. Yeah, and he can tell us.
Right.
I know that guy. I'm pretty positive that guy fought recently.
All right, so let's find out, because we need to find out who this guy is too, because our boy Kevin Smith over Smith Brothers Combat Sports told me, Kyle, you got to get Stevo Morris on. This kid is exciting. He's a fucking beast, and he's going to be making his debut December 9th at BKFC Tampa. Let's bring him on right now and get to know this guy a little bit. Stevo.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, now.
What's going on, sir? How are you?
Good. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Where are you at right now?
Just out on my little patio.
Chilling.
Looks like it's daylight where you're at right now.
No, I got lights up there.
Oh,
and those lights are fantastic. It looks like looks like you're sitting in the afternoon sun right now.
Yeah, I got the kids inside. They'd be all over the phone.
Oh yeah.
Especially the 4-year-old. They'd be all in the camera.
How many you got?
I got 4 altogether.
4 kids. Wow. And what are the age? I mean, like, are they spread out pretty good, or are they all pretty close?
Yeah, I got 2 in Illinois. I got a 7-year-old named Jace, 3-year-old named Bexley, and then we got Jace. I mean, not Jay. I already said that. Jackson, he's 4, and then I just had a newborn, Lux. She's 5 months.
Cool names. Nice. I got a Jackson as well. How did you spell it?
Jaxon.
Me too.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, would you look at
Yeah.
that? I got a 10-year-old Jackson too. That's cool, man. Same exact
That's
spelling.
awesome.
Yeah. So you are making your debut December 9th. You hooked up with Kevin Smith over at Smith Brothers Combat Sports. You got yourself a contract to make your debut in bare knuckle. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did your combat sports journey start, and how did you end up in bare knuckle?
Well, I've known Kevin Smith for years. I've known him back when I first started MMA. I got into MMA like 6 years ago, but I wasn't taking it serious at all. When I first started out, I was just thinking I could be that guy, that badass, just walk in there. But then I was getting in there with guys I had no business getting in there with no training. But then every show I would get fight of the night, or it was just the most exciting fight. And Kevin was one of the always one of the people coming up to me saying, "You're going to be something someday. Don't give this up." And then so I ended up going on a 7-loss streak actually, and then that's what finally clicked in my head. Like, I want to do this for the rest of my life, so I need to switch something. Something's not right here. Nobody wants to. I might be exciting, but nobody wants to come watch somebody's gonna. They know they're gonna lose. And then so I ended up moving down here to Florida about a year and a half ago. I was in St. Pete, but I've been training here at American Top Team Tampa. I also train wrestling with MG Wrestling, and I've been boxing with Tampa City Boxing.
So would you say that like wrestling, grappling was that like your strongest point, or is it boxing?
I started out as like street fighting. That's how I got into
Street fighting.
Originally into fighting. I was always street fighting constantly, just any reason, money, just because I wanted to, because I was good at it. And then people would always say, "You need to get into a boxing gym. You need to go to a boxing gym." And I'd be like, "There's no point. I don't need that. Where are they going to show me? Blah, blah."
Yeah.
So then I eventually ended up going there. And then I remember my coach, Javier, my hometown, Danville, Illinois, that's where I'm originally from. He put me in there with this little kid. And I'm just looking around like, I'm about to beat the hell out of this little kid. And then I remember for like the entire 3 minutes nonstop, I just could not get away from him. He just whooped me. And then after that, I was like, I got to respect fighting. And that's what made me fall in love with boxing. That was my original start, boxing.
Okay.
And then I boxed for like 7-8 years. And then I was like, well, I want to. And then I started watching MMA. And I'm like, I like how these guys are getting punched up, but then they're slamming people. And then they're getting back up, punching them again. I'm like, that'd be even better and more realistic if I was getting into a street fight.
Right.
And
And
your fight coming up on December 9th. What weight class are you? 145, 155?
145.
145. All right. So you've been keeping an eye on the BKFC. Like, have you been a fan of BKFC or?
On and off. Like, I got to work with a few of the guys. That made me like it even more. But I know a couple of the roster, but I don't know as much as I probably should.
Who are some of the guys that you work with?
Julian Lane, love working with that guy.
Travis Thompson?
No, I didn't get to meet him, but he also works over at Kevin's gym. Lorenzo Hunt, quite a few times. And Abdigail, I can't think of his last name right now.
Velasquez?
Yeah, him a few times.
Wow. So you got to train with some of the elite guys over there
Oh,
at
and
BKFC.
yeah, and also Martin Trey Brown, the main event, December 9th. I work with him also.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, we
man.
actually have Rick in the comments. Stevo's coming to fight Rick Coleman. So
yeah,
people looking forward to you.
Everybody knows that every time I step in there. I've never been in one boring fight. The only boring fight I ever been in was my last MMA amateur fight, which was just a couple months ago. And it was just getting laid on for 9 minutes. I don't know why people train for 2 months to go lay on another man for 9 minutes, but that was the only boring fight I had at all my amateur fights.
Awesome, man. Well, then this is the perfect sport for a guy like yourself, especially a street fighter, a guy who loves boxing, dirty boxing. This is the sport. So tell us a little bit about your background as I was talking with your manager, and he said that you've had some rough times, some tragedy in your lifetime, and you fight for a reason now. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're probably mentioning. I mean, I had quite my whole since I was 11 up has been tragedy. But the main thing he's probably bringing up is I had a little brother. We were best friends, hung out all the time, and then he ended up getting hit by a train when he was 15. And then around that time is around the same time I was like, I need to start taking this serious because I was starting to lose people left and right, and he was the most important to me. So it really made me dedicate, plus my kids, into fighting. Like, I need to take this more serious.
This was back in Illinois.
Yeah, in Danville, Illinois.
How did I mean? If you don't mind me, like, how did the accident happen? Did he trip,
I was
fall?
actually on the phone with them like 5 minutes before it happened because I heard the trains in the background. But my grandma, it happened like right across the street from my grandma's house because there's train tracks right there. And he was crossing over to come home. There was one coming and another one about done, and he was going to run across as soon as the other one stopped. But then as soon as he ran across, his jean got caught in the track.
Oh,
And then by the time he got up, he didn't get hit head on. They said he got thrown to the ground and hit his head on the rocks pretty hard.
So it clipped him when he got stuck. Wow.
Yeah, and it threw him to the ground.
Well, that's terrifying. So now that you dedicate your fights to your brother, I heard you have a logo that you wear in his name. Is that what you got on your shirt there?
Oh no, I have his logo. It's actually a tattoo on my hand.
Sean's World.
I pretty much wear that on ever since that happened. That's been like my main logo. I'm gonna get that. I want that to be sold in stores one day, and I want that to be forever his memory.
That's pretty awesome of you. That's very sad and tragic, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's great that you've picked yourself up and you made a move down to Florida to make a career out of this. And are you gonna stick with bare knuckle, or are you gonna go back and forth from MMA to bare knuckle or boxing?
That's all gonna depend on money more than anything to me, because I'm still young. I still like MMA, and bare knuckle is not a sport to play with. I could break my hand and be out for a year or two, and this is how I make my money to pay my rent. So if they pay me well, I'll stick around.
Yeah, man. It's
a sport you can grow in the sport pretty quickly. Like, the roster isn't the deepest roster. It's a pretty new sport. So if you go in there guns blazing and you start picking up some wins, I mean, you can head right to the top very quickly. And the sport is picking up, fastest growing sport in the world. I mean, this is the time you want to get in and get your name out there and get some wins, because people are starting to notice bare knuckle. It's really starting to pick up.
Yeah, I notice every show it gets bigger and bigger. What I'm going to do December 9th is no talking or what I can say is going to show what I'm going to show, but my hands will show.
Best way to do it is go out there and impress the bosses. They'll be offering you fights left and right, because you see, like, guys like the ones that you mentioned that you train with, Julian Lane and Lorenzo Hunt. Those guys are on cards all the time because they go out there, they put on a show, they win fights, and then Feldman and Nate Shook go call in and they answer. So if you go out there and you put on a show and you get a win, I'm sure you'll get right back in there again. And the nice thing is the 145-pound division is not the deepest division in the world.
Yep.
Easy division to become the face of, you know what I mean? And you have a look, you got a cool name, you got tattoos all over you. I mean, you're definitely a marketable person. And if you fight the way you say you do, which we understand is an exciting, nonstop action style of fight, I can't imagine it going any way but up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I plan on my name being mentioned just like they're mentioned all the time. If they treat me well and want to keep me around, then they'll show that. And I plan on being mentioned with those guys because I'm an aggressive. I don't step back. There's no reason for that. I'm there to in your face. I'm ready to fight the entire. I'm not going 5 rounds with you. Bare knuckle. That's not going to happen.
Right.
I don't
You know,
want to be all.
right there in the comments, Ultimate King of Power says, you don't even got to win in BKFC to get the call back as long as you show heart. And that's true.
Yep.
That's absolutely true. You got, honestly, like, we love Travis Thompson, but Travis has 4 losses on his record. But you know what Travis's 4 losses are fucking knockdown, drag out bangers against fucking the best of the best out there. So even though he's rocking with a 4-4 record, he's fought 8 times for the company. You know what I
Right.
mean? They keep calling him back. Zach Kalmas took the L in Birmingham against Bobo O'Bannon, but it was the best fight of the night. It was a bloody fucking war. And if his mouth didn't get all fucked up, he would have been right back in there. And they offered him another fight. They tried to bring him back. So
he could have just fought on, on the New York card, but his opponent went AWOL. So, but they want him to fight. So,
yeah. And so you said you've known Kevin Smith for a long time. Like, where does the relationship with Kevin start?
I've known him for like 4 or 5 years, I believe. I met him I used to fight at a promotion called Coliseum Combat a lot. I never won a fight there, but I would keep coming back every time, and he would always be one of the first people as soon as I stepped out saying, don't stop. You're going to be a star one day. And then that's the only time I'd really talk to him because I wouldn't be in the mood. I just lost a fight, and I just always remember him being there. And then I ended up moving to Florida, and he only lived 30 minutes from me, so worked out perfect.
So opportunity knocks, man. That's fucking great for you.
yep.
Yeah, Tony, DJ Tony says in the same thing. What we were just talking about, as long as you're exciting. Tom Schoaf is a perfect example. Tom Schoaf doesn't have the best record in the world, but he brings it every fucking time, and he's one of everybody's favorite fighters. So go out there, you do your thing, you get the W, and then you come right back, make yourself a star, man. It's freaking awesome. Do it for your brother's name. Before we let you go, we do a speed round here. We're gonna do a few off the wall questions so that everybody get to know you on a personal level. Here we go. Speed round with Stevo Morris, the blessed one. Favorite tattoo? I think we already know the answer. I was going to ask you, what's your favorite tattoo that you got? Go ahead and tell us.
Well, I actually have 3 of them for my brothers, so probably I'd say my back tattoo.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a huge jersey.
No shit.
Because I always saw people in sports, they get their own jerseys sold in stores, and I was like, I'm going to be a fighter. I'm never going to have a jersey. I might as well put it on my back. So when I'm in the ring or cage, I have a jersey.
Is the
Nice.
Is the jersey style? I don't know what it looks like. Is it like a Chicago Bulls type thing, or?
Yeah, does it have like pinstripes?
It'd be hard for me to show you right now. It's just a huge 15 with flames in the background. It's my entire back.
Nice, awesome, man. And when did you start getting tattoos? You got a fucking million of them.
My mom actually signed for me to get my first tattoo when I was 16. She was like, that's it, no more. and then I found a guy outside. Yeah, I found a guy outside of his shop and started getting little ones. And then she started noticing. She said, that wasn't there. She does not like, she wished I stopped a while ago. She tells me all the time.
Really? She don't like your tattoos?
No, just a couple of them. She says I overdid it all the time.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot of parents are like that, but then they get used to seeing it. And you ever see like those videos that are online of like tattooed up people that get covered up with makeup and then they surprise their parents? You ever see that shit?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that on Halloween, actually.
Really? Yeah. And then the mom,
Right.
like I watched one where the girl had like her whole face was almost completely covered in tattoos, and she had like the black in her eyes and like the split in her tongue, and she got made up, and she looked like the most normal fucking white girl you ever seen in your life. And the mom was like, oh, I don't think I like that. The mom was like, Yeah, I'm too used to the other you now. I don't know if I'm okay with this.
I have
Yeah.
since we're talking bare knuckle, just got a bare knuckle tattoo like 3 weeks ago. I can
Would-
show you that. Let me pull my sleeve up
Yeah,
real quick.
hell yeah. Okay, nice.
Yep,
Like the old school.
John L. Sullivan.
Ah.
Yep.
Yep.
Dude, everyone's getting those now. It's like, I mean, that's cool. I'm going to say that if you get one of those tattoos, you got to be a bare knuckle fighter. So he
Yeah, that's
earned it.
why.
Mark Irwin earned it. Anybody else that has one that hasn't fought bare knuckle, you're a fucking idiot. You're like,
I agree.
yeah, it's part of the code now. If you get it, you just get slapped if you've never been in a bare knuckle fight. Number 2, here we go. Mike.
Number 2. Other than turkey, what's the one food that has to be on your Thanksgiving table? What do you
Green bean
gotta have?
casserole.
Green bean casserole.
Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I just made some tonight. Well, really, my wife did because we were prepping for tomorrow. But that's her main shit. She's like, green bean casserole has to happen,
Yeah,
or
that's me.
nobody's coming over. You kidding me?
That's how I am every year.
There you go. Number 3, and I'm asking you this because I want you to take a good look at my friend Mikey here. My boy Mike. Is it too early to have up a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
There you go, Mike.
Yeah.
Ding.
I think it has to be at least the day after Thanksgiving.
That's 2 days from now.
Yeah, that shit's been up for a week.
It actually has been up for a week.
Yeah.
That's all my wife, man. As soon as one thing ends, the next one begins, and she starts decorating.
Yeah, I don't
my
know.
girlfriend's the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this show here, but Mike has the Tony Montana room down there, the all white Christmas tree.
Yep.
I
I
know,
just
I didn't
sifted
get
a
to see
bunch
that.
of. See this right here? That's everybody thinks that's snow on the tree.
Yeah, that's
little Tony Montana. I just stick one of them pines right up my nose, and I'm good to go for the day. I do it before work. Don't tell anybody.
Off to the races. Yeah, and then you go upstairs and it's the McAllister house. So it's it's Scarface in the basement, Home Alone upstairs at the old Hunnell house. He's just a Rhode Island boy.
I'm a Rhode Island boy. That's right. I'm a Rhode Island boy.
I was trying to get those guys to walk out with me.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Are you kidding me?
They never messaged back.
Oh, come
Fuckers.
on. What are they, busy or something? What the hell are they doing?
You could probably get the Rhode Island boys to walk you out.
That's right.
I don't think I heard of them.
That's this dickhead here.
I'm a Rhode Island boy.
He lives in Rhode Island. Oh man. All right. Now number 4. Here we go.
What's your favorite cheesy pickup line?
Ooh, I've never used one.
Oh,
Me neither, but I know a bunch of them.
I'm terrible at that one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have an answer for you.
You girls happen to be from Ireland? Because my penis is Dublin.
Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah, I could have gave you that one.
What about this? What was this one, Mike? He was like, "Does this smell like chloroform?" Just kidding. My name's Kyle. How you doing?
That's terrible.
Oh man, that's funny. So you got no pickup line. That's fine. You got 4 kids and a girl inside.
Yeah, I
so.
never really needed it. Yeah.
You're right. All right. Last one. If you were in a Braveheart type fight, what weapon would you use?
Oh, you guys are gonna. I might look dumb on camera, but I don't know what Braveheart is.
So it's like a medieval times type of a
Oh,
battle.
that's
Like
my
using
favorite.
a mace or
How
an
old are you?
axe.
How old are you?
26.
26.
Mhm.
Born in 1995. So, yeah, Braveheart probably came out the year before you were born. So,
Yeah, that
you should check it out, dude. It's a fucking, it's a movie of movies.
Came out
actually will,
May
because
24th, 1995, buddy.
I love those times because I feel like I should have been born back when they got in the Coliseum. That's why I fight too. I feel like we're modern day gladiators.
Yeah. Well,
But-
in that movie is a lot of swords, there's a lot of axes,
Medieval times, like straight up, like it was like one of
the
the
mace,
the
with
first
the ball.
movies that had
Yeah.
like really, really good medieval, like 2 fucking clans just running at each other and just killing each other on the battlefield with maces and swords and axes
It
and
would
shit.
either have to be between a sword or the chain with the ball on it.
The mace.
The mace.
Yeah, that
Yeah, sticker. I always
Whack
feel
someone
like
upside the head with that shit.
dude, but
Then
so-
choke them out.
I feel like the mace, although it is a badass fucking weapon, if you swing it and it gets stuck in the side of somebody's head, it's kind of fucking.
You put your
worthless.
foot on their head and then you
Yeah.
pull it out.
Yeah,
Don't you see?
but if you got multiple dudes coming at you and your fucking mace is stuck in this dude's head over here, and this guy's coming at you with a fucking sword,
it's-
you don't got time to step on his head and rip that
It's
shit
all
off.
about Valhalla, my friend.
Oh man,
I'd have a short sword for that situation.
there you go, man.
always plan B. Always.
Yep. You pull it right out of your boot.
Mike, what do you know about living life with a short sword?
With the short sword, dog. Come on now. I always get that short sword.
Oh, fucking bastard. Dude, Stevo, we are really looking forward to seeing you fight, man. You're a cool guy. You seem like you don't fuck around when you get in the ring. It's all business, all action at all times. We can't wait to see you get in there. Take a minute, shout out some people, thank whoever you want to thank, and go ahead and give us a little prediction on how you are going to wrap up your December 9th debut.
All right, I'm bad on the spot, so I hope I don't forget anybody. But I want to thank my coaches first off, Coach Mahmoud with MG Wrestling, Coach Rafa Garcia with ATT Tampa, Omar with Tampa City Boxing, my sponsors, Heavy Handed Tribe, Southern Loud Majority, Be Real, Be Humble, Fast Money Billionaires. I know I'm forgetting people. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. I'm not good on the spot.
Shit happens.
Shout out to my kids. I love you all. I miss you too up north. See you for Christmas if you get the chance to see this. And then my prediction for my fight, it's going to be over in 2. We're not going past 2. The first round, it's going to take me about maybe 20 seconds, if that, just to get the feel, because it's going to be a little different getting in there bare knuckle with no gloves on. But I know it's going to take 20 seconds or it's just going to be instant. So I know we're not going past the second round.
There you go. There you
Nice.
go, everybody. Pay
Hell yeah.
attention. We got this man, Stevo, versus the man with the mustache, Jorge Gonzalez Rolon. Don't think it's going past 20 seconds. So tune in and cheer on your boy. Thank you for coming on. Enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. I don't know if you cut a lot of weight or not, if you're not going to be able to indulge in some of the food.
Oh yeah, I cut a lot of weight.
Yeah, so
I'm a pretty big 45er.
So you're in the same boat as Mr. Dave Mundell was, right? You're going to sit there and watch your family eat tomorrow and just
No,
relax.
I got a little healthy side. I'm just gonna run extra.
There you go. So you're going to enjoy
never-
yourself a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't just sit there and just die. There's no way.
There you go.
I love food. I'm a fat kid. When I'm not in fight camp, I eat way too much.
Well, tomorrow's the day to do that. Watch some football, eat some food, enjoy your family, and best of luck to you on December 9th. We will be watching.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
appreciate you guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
All
You
right,
too.
man. Have a
Happy
good one.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. See ya.
Yo,
Mike. Phew. Look at that. I swapped that quick for you because I know you don't like to be on the other side of the fucking screen. I know that's
This
not
is the
your
way.
thing.
This is the original way.
This is the original way, dude. That fucking background is something out of a goddamn photography.
Right? It's kind of
Like,
perfect, isn't it?
It's
Steph does good
goddamn.
over here.
It's fucking goddamn perfect, man. And yeah, awesome dude. Tragedy what happened to his brother, man.
I know. That's so
Goodness,
sad.
that's some
dude.
shit that you see like in a movie, and that's
Yeah.
devastating.
It is definitely. I feel bad for him. I know, people go through some really hard shit, and that's the thing. Like, no matter what, I like to always put myself in reality. We might goof around or say this and that. I might be out and I might be goofing on somebody or thinking like, what the hell is this person's problem, whatever. But everyone always has their own story and shit going on behind the scenes. So even though you might not know, and you might think someone's an asshole or this and that, you have no idea what they're going through. So I don't want to fucking bring everybody down after a good
You
show, but
got
it's
no
the truth. You don't know what
fucking
people are going
idea.
through. So it could be something crazy. So listen. I have a question. I've looked up questions for this. Have you thought of any, Kyle? Because I have some.
You know what? I'll let you come up with the trivia question or whatever kind of question you want.
Okay.
But listen, guys, here's what we got. I have a limited amount. I got XLs. I got double XLs in the gray. I got kid sizes, large, medium, and small for the kiddos. I want to give a couple of these away. I think I got a couple double XLs of the dark gray, maybe a triple XL too. So why don't we fire off a question or two? I'll throw a t-shirt and a couple magnets and maybe some stickers and shit to some loyal fans because I'm feeling generous on this Thanksgiving Eve. What do you got?
All right. So obviously we've got Thanksgiving coming up. The main dish of Thanksgiving is a ham, right? Everyone eats ham. No, just kidding. Turkey. Turkey. How many turkeys, though? How many turkeys do we eat on Thanksgiving? What is the total amount of turkeys that
in
are
America?
eaten? Yes.
The total amount of turkeys in America? Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta give them a fuck. Okay.
So what we're gonna do is whoever gets closest without going over, right? Someone's gonna Google that shit. You know it.
Come on, start firing answers into this thing.
Let's see if somebody can get really close to this thing. Do you think we should just let them go until they get close? It'll take forever. Let me tell you this. It's way up there, okay? There's about 350 million people in America. So let's say there's a lot of turkeys getting eaten. So you got to think about it this way, though. How many people eat Thanksgiving with their family? So technically at my house, say we have 10 people, right? So
DJ Tony says at least 1 million.
At least 1 million.
It's way more.
Unless people having 35 people.
500,000, Susan Walker says. 500,000?
500,000? What are people having? 60 people at their house for Thanksgiving? What the hell? I had 75 people over. We only had
Kevin Smith said 10 million.
Okay, Kevin Smith. He is. Is anybody else? Let's give a couple minutes.
Give him a few minutes. Hey, I'll give a couple magnets away. I'll bring anybody got a kid?
Everybody else gets to guess here. What are we doing?
Anybody got a kid at home that wants one of these right here for their child? I'm gonna
count down 10.
Tell me what 9, the number. Hey,
8,
tell me what the number on the jersey tattooed on Stevo's back is. What's the number? First person that says it.
All right. So check it out. Josh Sanchez. All right. I don't know who Ultimate King of
15,
Power.
Kevin Smith, you fucking cheater. You DJ Tony, you okay. I'll send your kid one, Kevin.
Ultimate King of Power is gonna have to tell us who they are, because if not, then we won't be able to send them a shirt, because the answer is 46.
Yes, here's the deal. Ultimate King of Power. You need to DM us on Instagram who you are and what's your address, because we can't get back to people on YouTube. I don't know how to do that because I'm stupid. Okay.
And
Anyway,
if not, it was going to have to default.
Yeah.
So default to Josh Sanchez.
So the winner of the fucking first T-shirt is.
Did I say? I didn't say closest without going over, right? Did I?
I don't know. What's the answer?
It's 46 million. I already said it.
46 million. The winner is Ultimate King of Power.
Ultimate King of Power, whoever that is.
Kevin Smith's getting a shirt for his kids, and we'll give one more away. Come up with one more.
All right. What side was voted by MSNBC Food or MSN, Microsoft News? What's the best Thanksgiving side?
Side dish?
Yep.
First person to say it?
Mm-hmm.
This one seems like it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
I want to yell it out. Come on. Number 1 ranked side dish on Thanksgiving table. Susan Walker says mac and cheese.
Incorrect.
Kevin
Smith. No, sir.
No.
Nope.
Oh, this is getting interesting then.
Oh, Josh Sanchez.
Mac and
doubled
cheese.
It up.
Nope.
Come
Nope,
on
come
now.
on.
Come on now. Damn, Tony. Come on now.
Corn? No.
That's not it.
I know what it is. Come on.
You know what it is.
Did the Ultimate King of Power get it again?
Boom. Susan Walker.
No.
Nothing.
Go 2 people up. Ultimate King of Power.
Yeah, but he can't win again. Come on.
Okay, he's okay. He's eliminated. Susan Walker gets another T-shirt. She's gonna be repping Mike and Mish.
Or she can't win again. I don't know. Ultimate King.
No.
It says King. I just assume it's a guy, but I could be wrong.
No. Okay, so there it is, man. Susan Walker, Kevin Smith,
Yes.
and the Ultimate King of Power. I need all your addresses. Hit me up on either Facebook Messenger or Instagram. Send me your Susan. I got your address because I'm sending you some shit anyway. Get them to me. We love you guys. We're gonna give you all this shit. Mike, we didn't do a Stew Nod of the Week because it is Wednesday, but there's no show tomorrow night. You got any Stew Nods you want to talk about?
No, well, I don't. I do have one, and I sent you something yesterday. Fox News. There was a guy who was getting arrested. Okay, so if you guys have a chance, which I know everybody should have a chance, right after this, go over and search this guy. He was about to be arrested. He's in a hotel room, and the cop has him by his arm, and all of a sudden he just makes a beeline for the window, and literally, like in a movie, he was gonna run and jump. So he jumps, his entire body hits the window, boom, and the window does not break. He bounces back in the room. He's like, oh. And the cop's like, where are you going? Dude, it's the funniest shit ever.
Mike
It's so
sent me
bad. I
that
watched it
today.
like 20 times.
It's fucking hysterical.
It's really good. That's my Stew Nod of the week.
That's your Stew Nod of the Week. I don't know if I have a Stew Nod of the Week. It's been if I could call people out by name in my own life, I would have a whole bunch of Stew Nods, but I'm not going to do that. What are you doing for Thanksgiving tomorrow, Mike?
So I am hosting Thanksgiving dinner at my house. My brother's going to come over with his family, and we are going to chill out here. My mom's going to come over. So
Is Steph's parents going to be up there?
No.
No, you
No,
don't
they're
get to
staying
hang
in
out with
Florida.
Steve. Hey, this fucking guy.
No Steve.
No Steve. Got to use a bathroom.
Hey, everybody, make sure you use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm having Amy's whole side of the family over tomorrow. So we should have like 13, 14 people in our house tomorrow.
Nice.
I think there's going to be 2 turkeys and a whole shitload of sides and whatnot. Lots of pies. A lot of pies for these paisans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pies over here. Should be a good day. I don't know why is it that the Dallas Cowboys, the Detroit Lions, and the fucking Chicago Bears are always playing on Thanksgiving?
I don't know. It's just a thing, man. It's become a thing forever. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, it's just the way things are, and this is the way it's always going to be from now on, I think.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Gonna eat some food, gonna drink some libations, as they say, and
Some
watch
spiked
some
ciders.
football. Cowboys Nation, says DJ Tony. You fucking Stew Nod. My Stew Nod of the Week is Mr. DJ Tony for being a Cowboys fan. That is not America's team. Ladies and gentlemen, America's team happens to be red, white, and blue from right here in New England.
That's right. You know what?
Nice.
Maybe once Terrific Tom finishes his reign down in Tampa Bay, he'll give Dallas a season, and
they can win another Super Bowl for the first time in 20 years.
Hey, I'd like to see it.
Or 30. Wait a minute. They won in what, 93 and 94, something like that?
In the 90s, yeah.
So it's been 26 years. The Cowboys, hey, DJ Tony, the Dallas Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl since Stevo Morris has been alive.
Oh, damn.
Damn, son. And that is
shit.
What? Who we beat already this year? All right, get the fuck out of here with that shit. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to Trukon Carson for coming on. Cool ass guy. Can't wait to see him fight. Thank you to Josh Sanchez, big heavyweight, making his debut December 9th. Dave Mundell making his 4th trip to the squared circle. Thank you so much for coming on. Can't wait to see him return. And Stevo Morris, we wish you the best of luck in your debut as well. Mike, Have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Happy Thanksgiving. You
Happy
too.
Thanksgiving to all of you. And you guys have a great night. Peace.